Welcome back to EK, and today we're going to look at this 275 GTB short nose that we are currently stripping back to a bare shell as the start of a full restoration of this car. It's a left-hand drive, factory 6 carburettor example, which is quite a desirable specification. And this is a particularly interesting car that many of you may have seen over the years, and in particular at Retromobile in 2020 on Max Gerardo's stand of Gerardo & Co., where they had it for sale and they have subsequently sold it. And it's been entrusted to us for a full restoration, right back to a bare shell, every nut and bolt. All matching numbers throughout. But this particular car, which I've known for a number of years, has a number of interesting features on it that were added during its life that we're now going to reverse to take it back to standard specification. But we thought it was nice to document this because I've always really liked the look of this car, and I appreciate and understand why the modifications were made in period. We understand with Ferrari Classiche today, it has to be to the specification that it left the factory, and therefore we need to remove those as part of the restoration. But first, let's go through those. So at the front here, we've got this wonderful triangulated power bulge, very reminiscent of one of the 64-body 250 GTOs. Also, we have these front driving lamps hidden behind these rectangular Perspex covers with chrome surrounds. Very reminiscent, again, of a 250LM. And in fact, the owner of this car, who had Brandley in Italy carry out all these modifications in the 1980s, had a 250LM in his collection at one time. So I guess that's where the inspiration came from, those little modifications. Makes a great look to the front of the car, but this will go back to standard bumper and grille specification, removal of the power bulge. Coming down the side of the car, there are 2 features at the rear that we have here that were added by Brandley again, which is the outside fuel filler. It's got this Monza fuel filler, a bit like a competition car. It will revert to having the fuel filler in the boot. And then finally, much like an aluminium-bodied competition 275, so a Series 1 275 GTBC, it's got these 3 louvers in the rear wing, which we will remove and put back to standard. So some great features which have really given this car a different and racy edge, which have been beautifully executed. And for so many years, 40 years actually, the car has been like this. But today we're starting this full restoration. We're going to put it back to standard so that ultimately the client can obtain full Ferrari Classiche certification, and of course have a fully restored and fresh car that has had the complete DK going through. And yeah, it's one that we're really excited about, and we're looking forward to sharing with you over the next 18 months.